Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Fink, and I'm the author of the forthcoming book, The Gospel, God's Great Undoing, Your Role in God's Unfolding Strategy from Creation Until Today. And today, we're going to talk about one of the key ways that the devil deceives us. So last time we talked about how that we were like bugs in a bottle and the devil is shaking up the bottle and getting us to fight each other so that we won't fight him when he's the real enemy on the outside. This time we're going to talk about one of the ways he gets us to fight each other instead of him. And that key way is discontentment. So this time we're going down the discontentment rabbit hole and we're going to find out what's at the bottom of it. Now, the natural laws of God's universe create opportunity and success for people who serve others. And those exact same laws create misery for those who will serve only themselves. But rebellion against God, it's like fighting gravity. It pits you against the basic nature of the universe and against God, and you're not able to succeed when you do that. So the universe, God designed the universe to give him glory and to give us joy, and he made it for a way for us to be united together with that. And if we are going out and going off for ourselves, we're going to go against the whole grain of the universe, and that's what causes discontentment to produce problems for us. If I'm unhappy with my lot and I want what you have, if I try to take it by force, I'm going to cause problems for everybody, and that's just a real problem. So the universe is designed to give its maker glory and joy, but it's impossible for us to enjoy God's blessings when we are actively opposed to his rule. Let me say that again. It is impossible for us to enjoy God's blessings when we're actively opposed to his rule. So a great example of this is selfishness that you see in drug addicts. I learned this the hard way when I was trying to help a friend who was a drug addict. I tried to give him things, I tried to help him with things, and everything I gave him turned into drugs, and he just used it to ruin himself and everybody around him. When I went to Guatemala, back in a couple years ago, I think it was 2018, I was on a missionary trip with some friends there, and we went to help some friends build a house for them. And they lived in a place where we were remodeling, and they had their daughter, and the mother and father lived there, and then their elderly grandfather lived with them. And their house was, it was fairly nice for the area. It had a walled courtyard and everything like that, and a little garden and a little shed. And the grandfather lived in the shed on a dirt floor. He didn't have a bed or anything to sleep in. And I asked the lady, I said, "Why does your dad have to sleep on the ground?" And she said, "Oh, it's terrible. Every time we tried to give him a bed, but he sold it. And this happened twice. Every time they gave him a bed, he would sell it to get drugs so he could get another high, and he almost killed himself. Everything they gave him, he would turn into drugs. He would steal things from they had to lock him out of their house because he would steal things from their house and go and sell those things and get drugs. They even had to lock him into the courtyard because he would he was like a 65, 70-year-old man. He would go off and sell his own body just to get drugs so that he could get one more high. It was ridiculous, and it was so sad. He lives 15, 20 feet away from his granddaughter, yet all he did all day long was try to pick our pockets and try to and to try to get something from us somehow or other. He was just completely and utterly selfish. He was so discontented with his life that he had to be on drugs all the time, and he couldn't live without it. He just totally ruined his brain. He ruined everybody around him. So God has all these blessings that he's given us: health, happiness, peace, prosperity, even life itself came from God. And we can't enjoy them if we're addicted to having our own way, because we become just like those drug addicts. That we become just so addicted to getting what we need, we can't give anything to anybody else, and instead of creating more joy and glory for everyone else, we destroy things. Now, selfishness is its own punishment. God doesn't have to provide punishment for selfishness. It is its own reward. It produces misery and discontent and horror just all by itself. Some people might call it karma, but it's way bigger than that. It is going against the natural laws that God has created his universe with, that cause glory and goodness to come to those who love him and who serve one another. But when we go for the selfishness thing, when we fall for the devil's big trap, selfishness and discontentment come in, and it ruins everything that we have. So here's the deal. When you're petting a cat, you know you're petting the right direction if the fur lies down. But if you pet the cat the wrong way, then the fur stands up and the cat doesn't appreciate it. So a lot of people would like to just sort of turn the whole cat around and make it so they can keep petting the same direction. But a better way to do it is just change the way you're petting, right? So if the way you work in the world is producing hate, discontentment, and unhappiness for you and everybody else, it's time to stop doing that. You can't turn the whole world around and get the world to serve your selfishness. That's what a lot of people try to do. It doesn't work that way. Instead, what we need to do is change the way we're petting the universe. Next time, we're going to talk about weaponizing discontentment, because selfish people are very easy to manipulate. So thank you very much for watching. Keep a lookout for the book coming this fall, hopefully first week of November. We're going to have it come out here. And if you have questions about creation or about science or the Bible, please feel free to ask in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And thank you very much. God bless you.